At the way she would understand.
DeSantis does not rule out pardoning Trump if he goes to jail.
He's not saying no.
He's saying if he becomes president, he may pardon Trump. My mother said that's a shame.
I think we started talking about this last week. Kim brought up a good point. Yeah. That's a good tactic. Think about it.
To get his people to vote for him?
To get people to like him that likes Trump. You would pardon my boy Trump? Well, we like you too. And Trump may not talk about him as much. He won't throw shade.
They already put up a commercial of him.
Oh, they did?
They put up a commercial with him as old MacDonald on the farm. And it was a big bobblehead him with a little body. And it was DeSantis, dun 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 dun. Da, 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 about him, his taxes, about him raising taxes, and then him lying.
Really?
But he's a tax raiser.
Who did the commercial?
The mega people.
Oh my
goodness! So they after, and the people who was talking about it said that they vowed to destroy him on this campaign. Dang, you all right?
I don't know where that came from.
As soon as I said destroy him, you started coughing. They're going to destroy him on the campaign.
But what if he starts talking like that, pardoning?
He could have his back.
But you know what? Trump may even say, you won't need to pardon me because I'm not going to jail. Ha, ha, ha.
No. I think he wants to go to jail.
Why?
Because I think he wants to be a martyr. He wants to be like, I told you guys this, he might think that's the only way he'll win is if he's in jail. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Whatever. But anyway, that's the latest with him. He thinks that DeSantis says that he is not, let me read it. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis suggested if he was elected president, he would consider pardoning former President Donald Trump. DeSantis made the remarks on his first full day as official Republican presidential candidate. Trump, who leads the GOP primary, is involved in multiple crime investigations, including federal probes.
Where'd that flag come from with his face on it?
Oh, they put a flag with,
wow. Okay.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says Thursday, you have it on here, don't you? No?
I have what?
I thought they had that flag.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
That's not the same article.
Oh.
This is just a photo.
Okay. He said that he said the people that went to jail are deemed to be victims of the political targeting and implied that former President Donald Trump could be part of that group. DeSantis, he's going to free the people from January 6th too. That's what he said.
DeSantis?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he feel like they are political pawns, that they didn't do anything wrong.
But they did. What about the ones who hurt the police officer?
Let's hear them get, they're going to have to say we got to keep them in jail.
Yeah, anyone that
he probably talking about
somebody.
He probably talking about people that was just walking in there yelling or something. They shouldn't go to prison.
I get it, yeah. But not the ones who brought harm.
Physically hurt somebody.
Yeah.
But how do they know? Unless you see it on video, I guess. DeSantis, Trump's top rival in 2024 presidential primary race, was asked on a conservative talk show if he would consider pardoning the former president should he be charged with federal crimes. The Department of Justice is conducting multiple criminal investigations involving Trump. The governor was also asked if he believed the next Republican president should look at pardoning defendants charged on the January 6th thing. He said on day one, he's doing a lot of stuff on day one. Remember day one, he's supposed to close the borders on day one.
Thank you.
So he's saying
you got a lot going on.
On day one. On day one, I will have folks that will get together and look at all these cases who people are victims of weaponization of political targeting, and we will be aggressive at issuing pardons, DeSantis said.
We understand DeSantis if it's day two. Can you kind of get in the position first?
He said, I would say any example of disfavored treatment based on politics or weaponization would be included in that review, no matter how small or how big.
Here's the thing that I don't like when they do this. Let's just say, for sake of argument, the ones that he argues to get off, they didn't do anything. They wasn't a threat. They just kind of walked in with the people who were a threat.
Right. Will
all of that be the same, DeSantis, if it was all people of color? would you have been so lenient to do what you're doing to make that same argument if it was people of color?
Wouldn't it be funny if they pardoned all the people except that one black guy?
Then it would be a race war.
You know what? No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. We don't care about that man.
But the fact is, he's sending a message. Even though that man,
if anything, we would laugh. We would say, "That's what you get for being in there."
You know what? I don't know. We could take that both ways. Because if he freed all those white people and he kept the black man in jail, you don't think nobody gonna get mad about that?
But do you think? Oh, when you say I don't think race. I think about it.
January. They don't get the black man.
But think about it. January 6th. Do you hear any black people really talking about that? We don't care about.
No, I'm saying, what if? Well, I'm just saying.
The only thing we make
that would be a slap in our face.
The only thing we make comments about is that if it was us, they would have shot us down before we even got out of the park.
But nobody's ever thought about what you just said.
But you notice you don't hear a lot of black people talking about January 6th.
But it didn't happen the way you said it. What if it does happen like that? Well, let's just say, for sake of argument, all of the white people were let go.
Yeah.
And that one black man was put in jail.
I would laugh. And I think other black people would too.
Okay.
Because he shouldn't have marched in there thinking he was going to be like everybody else. Big dummy. Scooby-Doo says they committed treason. They all deserve prison. I agree.
Thank you.
They climbed over. How'd you get in there?
Whether you physically knocked the door down or not, you walked in with that person.
So then he thinks, and what it will do though is send a message that anybody could take over anything. But we're not stupid. Black people, we're not falling for the old hokey doke. By you pardoning them, everybody's like, well, then we can storm the Capitol.
They get people for being in the same house, the same car when somebody gets arrested with drugs.
I think we know, just notice, you don't hear that many black leaders and stuff talking about, we don't care about stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Because we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that, as bad as it is, that's like, that was like how you see people in the hood, kicking the doors of the store in and going in there and taking stuff. That's exactly what they did.
In their own community.
Yeah, they looted.
I'm like, dude, you don't think you're going to have to wake up in the morning
but
and go
they
back
got
to
a
the store?
chance. You see how angry they was? They got a chance to see when you fed up and you angry and you don't care.
You don't care, yeah.
You tear up your own place. That's exactly what they did.
They tore up their own Capitol.
So they did exactly that.
Mm-hmm. So, but they don't see it like our kids doing and whatever, or just playing around with a crowd of black kids is up to no good.
Yeah, we up to no good. So same thing. Or like Tucker Carlson said, white men fight different. What does that mean? White men don't like jump people. No, I know he was saying white men don't jump people. That's something black people do.
They fight you in court.
Yeah,
they fight you.
Yeah, we don't legal. We don't jump people unless we wear a hood on our face and come in the middle of the night and pull you out your bed.
A stocking cap
or something.
Back in the day, they used to wear a stocking
cap. They say the dumbest things. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
We're violent, but yet, all throughout history, you coming in and grabbing people, but we're violent. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. It's so people see things the way they want to see it. Mm-hmm. The same thing I told you with that bicycle Karen thing.
Okay.
They see it. Nowhere on that video did it show them pushing her around or hitting her.
Right.
But somehow every comment was they was hurting her and that she felt threatened.
Right. And then we didn't see no threat at all.
No threat.
I think like that one guy was saying in the news.
And if she was threat, she wouldn't be there.
Here's the problem. Walked away. He said the problem that we have in America is you get arrested just being black.
Exactly.
Whether they can say anything, you're a black person.
Right.
You're a threat.
And Marjorie Taylor Greene said it. That black congressman, his presence threatened her.
He's a tall man.
Because he's a big black man. Would she
have said that if he was like a little man?
No. And we all watched the interaction and there was nothing that he did that was threatening. Mm-hmm. So that's how I come off. It's just.
It reminded me when we went.
When old as time.
Remember when
like Disney World.
I used to drive when our church was in Chicago, so we would have to drive from where we lived to Chicago, and we're part of the praise and worship team. So it was a bunch of us in the car. It had to have been 6 of us. And one of the gentlemen was in the praise team. He's like 6'5", 6'4", tall, dark skinned man. And he sat in the front. So it's back parking lot and going to Chicago because the traffic is so bad. Mm-hmm. I must, like I normally do, I know. I was probably talking And as we're stopping, my car was rolling and it bumped the car in front of me. Not a hard bump, but it was a bump enough for the white man in the front of me in the car to get out. Mm-hmm. Mad.
You know, this is a long time ago.
Turning red. Yeah, I know. They careful now.
Anybody is.
He was turning red, coming and fussing at me. So the gentleman that's in my front seat, who's 6'4", dark-skinned black man, all he did was get out the car and stood there. That white man turned right around and said, he didn't say anything. He didn't holler at him. He didn't say, go back in your car. He just got out the car and stood up.
Thank you.
And the white man went right back in the car. Right. See, the presence of sometimes.
But then I tell you, that's what I'm saying. A lot of black guys, you can't get away with that now. Because these people, everybody crazy now.
They may take your life.
Everybody crazy.
Yes,
after COVID,
it's a dangerous world. Yeah.
Everybody crazy. It don't matter size. You could be a little old lady. And she ended up taking you out.
She got a little purse.
Right.
Because our grandmother did. She so
You get taken out by a little old lady.
Shoot your private off.
Right. Private off.
She didn't say private, but I didn't want to say the word.
All right.
Huh? Yeah. I know. She carried it with her.
There's this rapper called Scarlett. Okay.